So guys, it's great to have you all here. I'm like, it's my privilege to, speak and explain something to you guys. So before starting, let me just briefly introduce about myself. Like, I'm myself Ritesh Verma. I have almost 10 plus years of complete web development. I'm into this domain from like, it's almost, 10 years. So because I have seen how things have grown so far. I have seen how the learning curve has increased in web development. When I started development, there was nothing like mobile devices and all those things were not very much in popular. But today, technology has become very, very, very much advanced. So I'll try to teach you guys like in my batches, I will try to teach you guys how you can make a good use of it. So it's like it's not going to be a normal class which we used to have in our schools or colleges or in XYZ institutes, because there we were only taught how to do it. Here you will also get to know why to do it. So before starting, like keeping all those years of experience I have, and all those ups and downs, and all through technologies which I have came across in like in my professional career, being it dealing with a domestic client and being it dealing with an international clients. So I will try to sum up all those things. Although we have only 1 hour for this session, we have some time restrictions. So I'll try to be short and precise. I guess we have some presentation ready for us, but my point of focus will be some live, something showing you live, and rather than explaining those stuff to you. So, guys, so let's say, let me put myself in your place. So before, whenever we start something, like for any new course or whatever it is, we should ask only three questions: what, why, and how. These are very, these three questions are very important factors for learning something, for making a career into it. We have different set of people out here. Like I'm training different set of people. Some of them are like, some of them are good experienced people who want to know more and get into an advanced web development. Some of them are freshers. They just want to have a good hands-on experience on some stuff so that it sort of a speciality so that they can make a good career out of it. I also have some entrepreneurs with me who just wanted to have a web development knowledge so that they can create their own website and they can promote their own business rather than sharing their ideas with anybody else. They want to create something of their own. So to summarize it all, I just wanted to tell you that we have different kind of people. So different set of people across the globe, not only India, not only Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, anywhere else, but across the globe, people are learning this, people are trying to make career into this, and they have some reason behind this. I'm sure you guys also must be having some reason behind learning this course that I will deep dive into when we'll have enough time, when we will be having our main batches. So, so let me just quickly explain you the concept of what, why, and how. So, what stands for? So, Varun, I got your question. Let me just complete this, and then I'll take every question from you guys. Like I'll give the last 15 to 20 minutes to answer your questions only. So let me just do some bug from my side. Then I'll I'll answer your questions. Each and every questions will be answered for sure. Great. So, before starting, uh, the three questions which I asked you to ask yourself is like what, why, and how. What stands for what do you want to learn? Learn. What is the thing in which you want to make career? It can be either front-end development, back-end development, or anything apart from development, a QA or team lead or program managers, or if not in technical terms, somebody wants to make career into singing, somebody wants to make career into dancing, and all those things are completely fine as far as you done some research about you, about that particular domain. Let's say if I want to learn dancing, I will definitely learn to know what are the career opportunities into it, how can I grow myself by becoming a good dancer or becoming a good singer, what is the learning curve, how people are getting attracted towards it. Let's say after 4 years, before 4 years, how many people were there who were making dancing as a profession, and now how many people are making, and what is a predictive analysis that after 4 years how many people will be making, and what is the average compensation people are getting who are into this dancing profession. So these are some of the factors which make us to understand that why we should learn this thing and why we should make career into this. After when we have answered our two questions like what and why, the third and the final is how. So how is also a very important factor. It completely depends on it. You know, your whole career completely depends on it. Nobody is going to do a graduation twice. I know some of them do, but you know, normally people not left to have double 10th or double 12th or double graduation or double post graduation, because you know people are nowadays very keen towards making their career. They are very keen to get into this corporate as soon as possible. I have seen those ages where people were like doing BCA, then MCA, then PhD and all those things. Then around 25 or 26 they think of having a job. But nowadays tradition has completely changed. People are jumping into jobs at the age of 21, and by the age of 26 they have 4 to 5 years of experience. That is very much helpful for them, because you know there are some international companies. I'll not talk about the domestic companies, but if you talk about MNCs like Sapient or Infosys or Accenture or any of the company, they hire or JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs, they hire people on the basis of their experience. So let's say they have their cycle. Okay, if you are going to be hired as an associate, you need to have this much experience. If you are going to be hired as a senior associate, you need to have this much experience. So all those things are important. So how, why, how is like we will be the one who will be teaching you all those stuffs. So here for how it's like Edureka. It's a complete stop solution for all those things you want to learn. So without any further delay, because I'm sure many people here are very much into this technical stuff. So before starting, I just want to tell you that what are the like prerequisites, as one of the candidate has also asked for. So you should have a basic knowledge of HTML, a basic knowledge of JavaScript, or no knowledge can also work, because we will be starting it from you know from the basic itself, and a CSS knowledge would also be very much fine. So it's like we will all in today's session we will be taking you to Twitter Bootstrap 3, which will teach you some of the important components like carousel, carousel, fixed navigation bar, grids, font awesome icons, thumbnails, and all those things. But I will be taking you to a complete website. So today I'll be explaining what is the responsive website, what is the benefit of having a responsive website, and what is a responsive website, and how we can create it with the help of HTML5, CSS3, Bootstrap, jQuery, and JavaScript. So I will quickly take you over those things. So as we all know that 21st century is the world of attractive and creative web development. So as far as the answer for why, I can answer you because having so much experience into it, I can answer the question for why is, there are so many people who are jumping into businesses and all those things. So, who are jumping into business and so many e-commerce domain and all those stuffs are launching. So more these things are launching, more we have opportunity as a developer. So there are so many opportunities available for us to learn, but again with something profitable comes some challenges as well. So the challenges here, so the challenges, guys, I'm getting all your questions just to acknowledge those stuff that I'm getting all your questions. I will be parking it as of now and I will be answering it by the end of this session for sure. So everything like what I was telling is that 21st century is the world of attractive and creative web development. We have n number of opportunities. If you will go out in the market, you will see n number of jobs like 18,000, 19,000 jobs available for website developers or web developers. But again, you need to be unique into it because the challenges, as the opportunities are coming, challenges are also coming. So the challenges what we have is cross-browser compatibility. There was a time when we just used to create a website with the context of Internet Explorer and all those things. But now we have websites which need to be created, which need to be shown similarly in the way in Chrome as well as Firefox as well as Internet Explorer, Ubuntu, Opera, and all those things. So that is the challenge. Your website should be all browser compatible. It should not be that it looks something different on Firefox and it looks something different on Opera. Speed. Speed is also one of the most important factors. Let's say if I'm using a Facebook and I want to see my friend's picture and I want to add a comment on it, or I want to see somebody's comment on it, and if it is taking more than 2 to 3 minutes and just fetching the comments or just fetching the picture, I'll be not interested. From tomorrow onwards I'll stop using Facebook. So with having said this, the speed is also very much important factor. Different devices. Today we are like everywhere internet is available, even on our mobile devices. So let's say if Flipkart or Amazon has launched some big billion day and I'm in office, or let's say if you are in college or you are in office or you are in transit and you want to check if some of your friend has told you or you got to know from FM or anywhere else that yes, there is some sale going on, and you don't have a desktop or laptop with you, then you will be definitely try to surf it on your mobile. So let's say if at that point of time the website is not available on your mobile, the company has lost one customer. So that is the case. So we need to be omnipresent. We need to be available everywhere. Diverse user preferences. So n number of people has n number of approaches, n number of thinking. So we need to be compatible with everybody's. We need to come up with something unique which is compatible with everyone. So that is what is more important. So in this session, in this particular session or in this particular batch, we will not only going to teach you stuffs like what is HTML, what is the HTML components, and what is JS or jQuery components, or CSS or CSS components, or Bootstrap components. But we will also teach you how to make a good use of it, because we understand that you are not here to make some college project or some school project, but you are here to make some serious career into it. So we will be also telling you some of the advanced plugin. We will be also take you to some of the some of the browser debugging things. We will also tell you some of the browser hacks, how you can get something from anybody's website, and how you can make your website as interactive as somebody else, and how you can debug and how you can check the performance. Most importantly, how you can write a faster code and a cleaner code. If I can show you by an example, I'm sure you guys must have created so many HTML pages. So I'm sure you guys must have created so many HTML pages, or you might have seen, there would have been nobody who have never seen a HTML page. But let us see what is the benefit you get when you learn things from an experienced person rather than a normal trainer who is also himself is not very much experienced. So this is my, to let you know, this is my favorite text editor, Sublime Text, and to write HTML, CSS and JavaScript codes, you don't need anything other than this. So nowadays we have JavaScript. We used to have JavaScript as a front end, verification thing or validation part was there earlier, used to be done on JavaScript, but nowadays since Node.js has been launched, so now an interactive backend site, a complete fully fledged dynamic site can be created with the help of JavaScript itself. So having a good knowledge of JavaScript is very much good with context of learning something. So let's say this is the uh, you know uh, text editor which I preferably use. It's Sublime Text. So it has some intelligence into it that it creates a normal HTML page. So normally when we, you know, I think you guys are very much aware with this. So this is an HTML5 page. This doc type HTML tells us that this is an HTML5 page. Hello, am I audible to everyone? Because some of the guys had issues with the audio. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone is audible and everyone is able to hear me. Okay, cool. So many yes. Varun, I think you should check your earphone because everybody else is clear with my voice. Okay, guys. So let's get back to it. I'll try to shout for people those who are not able to hear me properly. So let's say if a normal guy, a normal working guy, a good experienced guy, or a trainer or a college guy need to create an li. Li is a list items. So let's say if he need to create a div. Div is the container element which has a ul. Ul stand for unordered list, and under which he need to create an li which has some id. Let's say item 1, and then the li closes, and here it says item 1. Okay. And similarly, if he wants to have, let's say, 10 allies like this. So ID is a unique attribute through which you can, differentiate any particular HTML element from anybody else. So let's say if I need to create 10 allies, the preferred way would have been this. So it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, it's 6, it's 7, it's 8, it's 9. Oh, I missed one. Some calculation problems. Not very much good in math. Okay, guys. So let's do the same stuff here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally the 10. Then need to do some formatting because your code should look nice and clean. Now let's just see what we have achieved. So we have created a normal li items, a bulleted item just like in Word you have. So it's normal li item which we are seeing here, which has like item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So normally, so guys, I am using Sublime Text and it provides auto suggestions. So there are other editors also. You can download it from web. It's very easy. It's like Sublime Text. It's free. So this is the editor which I'm using. I'm not getting paid to sponsor it, but yes, it's I love using this. Okay, great. So this would be a normal approach by a normal kind of developer or a normal kind of trainer or a normal kind of anybody. But let's just comment it. But let's say when we have some hard timelines, when we need to deliver something in a very short time, and that too in well formatted and clean and nice way, then we need to be pretty fast. For that, all we need to do is just this. You see, I just created an 10 item li by just writing a single line. I created this li. Isn't it a nice formatted and very easy way to write code? And especially when your team lead or your manager is after you to get him something, and that too in a very short span of time. So the syntax is very easy. Div slash ul slash li, then the item dollar, and how many times you want it to be. I just wanted it to have 10 times, and you can see I have 10 different IDs. So now some of you want to know that it's a Sublime Text feature. No, it's not a Sublime Text feature. It's an Emmet plugin which helps us to do this. So similarly, there are several other things which helps us to do it. Let's say if I want to find any bug in my JavaScript code, how will I able to find it? There is no JavaScript debugger on the Sublime on the any text editor. But again, we do have plugins for that as well. So it's not about learning something. It's always about learning something very smartly. How smartly you do stuff, that's what makes you more unique among your people or your organization. That is where things come. So guys, sorry guys, sorry for the interruption. Actually, some of you guys are asking some questions. So that's what is distracting me a little bit. So as of now, I'm parking every question. I'll try to answer those at the end of this webinar. So this is one of the plugins which we are going to use. And when I reload, let's say, so having done that, let's just quickly proceed on to something else. So this is called, there is no, uh, there is no as such inspector or debugger for JavaScript as far as text editors are concerned. So all those things can be seen here. So you can see each and every component out here. You can just go through it. This is a console part where you can see all the element where you can debug the code. This is the sources section where if you have a JavaScript code, you can put a breakpoint so that it will stop execution at that point of time. So let me just quickly show you an example. What else you need to know? Let's say I assume that some of you. So let me just quickly show you how to write a JavaScript function. A normal JavaScript function which will have nothing. It will just print something. So let's say I create a JavaScript function. So as you can see, Sublime gives auto suggestion. So let's say if I have test A comma B. So this is a simple way of writing a JavaScript function. So in this particular JavaScript function, this particular piece, you can do anything. Let's say if I want to return any, like if I need to write a function to add anything, so I will simply write here A plus B, and when I will do this, console.log, just make it add. So it seems to be more meaningful. So let's say add 1, comma 2. Let's just see what has been done. So console.log is like an alert. So whenever you console.log, you see we got here 3. As we have written here 1 comma 2, it gave us 3. If we would have written here 5, it will give us 7. So just as this in the same way alert works, console is also the same way. So let's say if I write here add 7 comma 2, I will be getting 9. So now, having said this, this was something which I assume most of you have already seen or have already use somewhere. But let's say if I want to keep a track of it, if I want to keep a track, I want to monitor whenever this function get called, I need to get a notification. For that, we have something which I'm sure most of you will not be knowing, which is monitor add. Now, if I'll call this function, you see, here I was getting only 9, but now I'm getting function add called with these two arguments, 8 and 2. So this is what monitor has done for me. So let's say if in future if there is a function which is huge consuming, like uh, resources consuming function, and if I want to have a check that whether this how many times this function has been called into my application and who is calling it, and it should not be called unnecessarily as it is uh, stopping my performance as it is affecting my performance, so I would avoid it to use it. So in that case, something like this will help. So across this batch, across this complete web development course, you'll not only learn how to create functions and how to write codes into it, how to create HTML, how to create JavaScript, how to make good use of jQuery or CSS or CSS3. You will also know how to write a good performance-based code, which is going to help you in your professional career. So before any further delay, let me just show you, let me just take you to some of the stuffs, some of the bootstrap stuff which we are going to do, which we will be learning. So in this particular batch, so let me make some people have some doubts here. So let me clear some of the basic doubt that this complete web development course is all about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is today one of the most important things to be learned. Nowadays, a web application, earlier when I started working, there was nothing like front-end development, back-end development, or database development. There was module development. We used to be given a module which we need to develop. So now we have three kind of development: front-end development, back-end development, and database development. So front-end development is the thing where HTML, CSS, JS, jQuery, and nowadays Angular, Backbone, these kind of frameworks has been introduced, which can create client-side MVC structure. Backend is where Java, PHP, and all .NET or C Sharp, all those stuffs come. Database is where your SQL, MongoDB, NoCouchDB, all these things come. Cassandra and all those things. So here our main focus will be completely into front-end development, which is a very booming technology, and also to add, which is very interesting to learn. When you will jump into it, you will see how interesting it is. It is challenging at some times, but it is interesting as well. And you have a good career opportunities as far as front-end development is concerned, because nowadays, as I've already told you, these are some of the important factors which a front-end developer need to keep in mind. You know, a back-end developer can write the same piece of code which he used to write 5 years back, but that is not the case with the front-end developers. We need to deal with the APIs, third-party APIs. We need to crack the JSON. Based on that JSON, we need to populate HTML dynamically. So we need to have a wide range of knowledge. There where Edureka, this particular course comes into. So proceeding further, let me just take you to Bootstrap, Twitter Bootstrap 3. So Twitter Bootstrap is nothing but a CSS3, an advanced CSS3 framework, which also includes some of the jQuery stuffs, which helps your website to make a responsive. By responsive, I mean a single website which is, you know, available across all the media devices, across all the browsers. So you need not to write any custom code. You just need to implement some predefined classes of Bootstrap 3 to create something responsive. Let me just quickly show you an example of Bootstrap 3. We have created this website, and in our batch we will be creating at least 5 to 10 websites like this, because we believe in practical learning. So this is the website which we have created in our last batch. So here you can see it's a carousel. Carousel is nothing but an image slider. Here you see a normal nav bar which has some links into it. Here is some description, some thumbnails, some social plugins, some icons. So as you can see, now web has become more interactive and everything is available on mobile devices as well. We cannot afford to use images for everything. So for these icons, there is something which known as font awesome and also glyph icons. So these are the icons. These are not images. These are fonts, just like Times Arial, Times New Roman, Arial, and all those stuffs. So you can use this particular font to create these kind of images. You see, these are the icons. You can see a Facebook icon. So the best part is it is not an image, it's a font, and you can do every kind of manipulation into it. If you want to change its color, if you want to change its size, you can do it easily, even if you are not a web designer, even if you don't know how to use a Photoshop. I don't know how to use Photoshop, but still I can create good number of fonts with the help of this font also. So you can see this is the particular website which is good for desktop as well as laptop. But when it comes to tablet and mobile devices, then also it should look perfectly fine. There where Bootstrap come. You see, the menu has been collapsed. The top navigation menu. We have things into much small and cleaner format. We don't have a horizontal scroll bar out here. If you want to go into our story, you can see a cleaner code. So now your website is mobile device compatible, desktop compatible, laptop compatible, and tablet compatible. So this is what very much in trend, which is also known as responsive web development. So we will be teaching you how to create this. We will be teaching you to at least create, we will be helping you to create at least 5 these kind of website across our whole module. So let me just and not only that, adding to it, not only that, we'll not only teach you how to create it, we'll not only teach you how to make an interactive or a good website as far as performance is concerned, as far as time is concerned, as far as quality is concerned, as far as formatting is concerned. We will also be teaching you how to upload those things on Amazon S3, which is a cloud web-based hosting service, which is completely free till some 5 GB of data. So we will be creating your free account, and you can upload whatever you have created, and you can showcase those stuffs to your friends, families, colleagues, or anyone if you want. You can get it reviewed by everybody. So that is also one of the best part. So guys, let me just quickly show you what are those things which we are going to cover in this particular batch. So I think it might take some minute of times. In the meanwhile, if I can answer your question. So guys, I'm reading your question. So Varun, you want to know how to learn CSS? We will teach you how to learn CSS, and not only CSS, CSS is a bit old. We will teach you CSS3, with the help of which you can do some good animations. And Ravi, I guess you are talking about Emmet plugin. Is this specific to editors? No, I told you it's a third-party plugin. It can be installed. So Vinod wants to understand the shortcut methods. Yeah, Vinod, you can understand it more when we will be learning all those stuffs. And Deepak want to repeat the code. Where can I write a JS function in body tag or head? RM, it completely depends on to situation on situation. If you want something to be happened when at the before the HTML element loads, we will be keeping the JS code on top of it, let's say in head section. But let's say if you want to have those JavaScript code once the whole element has been created, then we will write it at the body, and that too at the end of the body. So Anurag want to know, no need to declare the data type in function. No, Anurag, the best part about JavaScript is it's independent. Even if you don't describe a data. So let me show you one magic of JavaScript. Having said this, let me just show you something. So let's say we have sent here, if I can take you to the browser where I have written that code. So in this batch, you will be very much seeing this uh, client-side browser inspect element, because I preferably do all those stuffs in my regular daily experience life. So, so let's say if I create a, let's say if I have a variable a which is equal to 5, I have another variable which is b which is equal to 2. So if I can do a plus b, it will obviously give me 7. But let's say if I have a variable c which is test, so if I do a plus b, it will give me 7. But if I do a plus c, it will give me 5 test. 5 was the value of a. So you see here it did an maths, sum, but here it did string concatenation. So JavaScript is smart enough to understand that whether it is a string or whether it is a numeric data. So Ravi Kiran wants to know, can we have custom font awesome icons? Ravi Kiran, we can manipulate those font awesome icons and we can customize it according to our need. If you want it to be small, big, wide, short, red in color, black in color, orange in color, all those level of customizations can be done. Okay, Srini wants to see the HTML code for the web page of story.html. So Vipin Kumar is confused with the bootstrapping. Don't confuse it with bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is a normal English word which says that if you want to, you have all the steps to start, so it's bootstrapping. So it relates with it, but it is completely different. Bootstrap is a CSS3 library. It tells us that you have everything. We created everything for you, so you need not to write any extra CSS code. We did it all those stuff for you. We have checked it all browser compatible. We have checked it. It is all device compatible. So you just need to use it. That's it. So Parveen wants to know some website that has list of frameworks or JS or Grid. So for a beginner purpose, I will suggest W3 Schools is the best website. It will give you a brief overview for all the frameworks, and particularly my favorite is AngularJS when it comes to JavaScript development. I'll also advise you guys to choose wisely. The reason for me choosing AngularJS over any other framework was it has been supported by Google and it has a good forum available. So if you get stuck somewhere, anywhere, so you can find answers for those. So my favorite is AngularJS and Bootstrap is everybody's favorite. E-commerce sites are made using the same things which we are going to teach you. Yes, Mohan wants to know, are companies using Amazon S3 for deploying their business application? Yes, Amazon is the most reliable cloud-based solution available in today's date. So every good company who cannot afford their own server is using Amazon S3. So the rich content in HTML5, just like Adobe Flash and all 3D component can be created with the help of CSS3 only. We can create 3D stuffs and that we will be taking care of. We will be teaching it. So these shortcuts, these Emmet shortcuts and all those things will be told to you and these will be used across the session. So you will be learning it, more you will do it, more you will learn it. So every day I'll come with some of these kind of shortcuts and I'll make sure that by the end of this batch, you guys learn all these stuffs. So shortcut plugins and different kinds of plugins are available in the Sublime text only. There are several different kind of packages which you need to know about first before getting it. So I can show you a brief overview. So Gurpal wants to know JavaScript versus PHP. So Gurpal, just to tell you that Java is an asynchronous language, which makes it a very powerful language in itself. Being asynchronous, it's like two-way communication. If you want to create a chat application or any application where you want to two-way communication where you don't want any resource to block any function to block any resource, you will use in JavaScript. That's why Node.js is very popular among all the top-notch website developers and among all the top-notch website companies. So I was showing you some of the So as of now, I don't have any package. So I will be telling you guys. I have used Emmet here. Emmet is, let me just show you the website of Emmet as well. So this is the plugin which I have used to do that shortcut. So Alvin has a question, can we start earning while learning to code? Alvin, what you can see I'm doing here, I'm earning, right? While teaching. So, every knowledge gain will benefit you in every possible ways. And most importantly, when it comes to front-end development, there are very much good opportunities for a freelancing thing and all those things. There are n number of sites available like Elance, Freelancer, Freelance, which gives you projects and which buy your times to do those stuffs. So yes, you can make money. For sure you can make money. I have made a good amount of money. So I'm sure anybody who has a good amount of knowledge will definitely make money. Have I answered you, Elvin? So Shakil wants to know which is the best database at backend. Shakil, as of now, NoSQL database are in the trend, like MongoDB or Cassandra. The reason behind they gives data in JSON format, which is very much acceptable into front-end thing. So NoSQL database is the demand of the day. Alan Diaz wants to know CSS3 is the latest version. Yes, CSS3 is the latest version available from CSS. So Videsh wants to understand the future of PHP. So PHP is again an open source. So today's company in today's time companies want to invest in their people rather than in technologies. So being everything in open source, like Java is also an open source. So MongoDB and all those things are open source. So open source thing are there to be with. But I'll tell you that PHP being an old language, since some of the new things has been introduced like Symfony and all these frameworks have been introduced to give a backbone to PHP. PHP is going to be here, but again I'll suggest you to learn JavaScript, as JavaScript has far more scope than PHP. Srini again wants to see the story.html. Let me just quickly open that page. So Srini, this is the code for story.html. So Carvin wants to contact me. Carvin, I'm always available your help. You just need to raise a support ticket and I'll be there. So Edureka is a single point of contact through which you can contact me, and I'm anytime available. Python, Aman wants to understand Python. Python, Aman again is an open source. So Python is also, Python is good for data scraping purposes. So most of the companies are mostly using Python for data scraping purposes. I don't see much of the Python projects coming into my company or into any big MNCs. Some of the older projects are there only which we are like doing on Python. So Praveen wants to know Amazon S3 service is free. Yes, Praveen, up to some extent, just like Dropbox give you 2 GB space to enter data. In the similar way, Amazon S3 also gives you, I guess, somewhere around 5 GB data for cloud storage. After those 5 GB, I think you are going to be charged. So Anwar want to know the difference between Node.js and AngularJS. It's a very vast and clear difference. Node.js is a backend JavaScript, AngularJS is a front-end MVC architecture JavaScript. So Angular can communicate with backend stuff, but cannot do something on backend. But Node.js is a complete backend library, just like Java or C Sharp and all those things. Ruby on Rails is also one of the good thing to learn. Yes, Anwar, we are whatever has been shown you today. It it's just a brief trailer. I would say it's not a trailer even because I had some time constraint and we have already passed 1 hour, so we have almost done with the 1 hour. So we will be learning far more than this. For DB, it's MongoDB. For backend, I prefer Node.js. For frontend, AngularJS, jQuery, HTML5, CSS3, and Bootstrap. These are my point of choice and widely accepted among most of the big companies and most of the big organizations with most of the international clients especially. What are the basics required to learn in depth JavaScript and AngularJS? Nothing. All you need to join this batch and we'll make sure that by the end of this batch you will be knowing in depth of everything. So guys, let me just show you what are we going to take care in this. How good is jQuery? jQuery is one of the most popular JavaScript library I have known so far. That is the easiest answer. By adding AngularJS, jQuery, we don't need to use jQuery if we are using AngularJS because AngularJS already have one jQuery, you can say a smaller version of jQuery, which is JQLite. So we will be in this particular batch, we will be taking you through 10 modules. So in the very first module, we will be teach you something about basic about HTML and all those things. And we will also create an account of on Amazon S3 and we will show you how to deploy things on Amazon S3 and how you can create and upload things on Amazon S3. Second is creating web pages with HTML5. In this module, you will have much deep knowledge about HTML5, something which has been introduced in HTML5, canvas element, SVG, and form elements, everything which there is new in HTML5 and what was not there in HTML4. So what is the difference mainly? Styling pages using CSS. In this particular module, we will be taking through a normal CSS. We will be telling you what are the CSS selectors available, how you can select an element of HTML element. It can be either by ID, by class, or by their position. After this, we will be dive into much deeper CSS, which is like CSS3, through which we will be doing just same like Adobe Flash like animations, because as you guys might be knowing that Flash is not available on mobile devices, and some of the famous browsers which is available on the web or desktop or laptop are also depreciating Flash. So Flash is no longer in future. So if for because all the animations which was used to achieve with the help of Flash can now be achieved with the help of CSS3 and jQuery. We will be teaching you how to create functions, basic, the complete basic of JavaScript to write even all those things. We will be teaching you responsive website. What is Bootstrap all about? Some predefined class which we have just seen, just overviewed it. We will be taking you through that. We will be then after when you are good to when you are good when you have a good knowledge of Bootstrap, then we will be helping you to create a website, which I have just shown you. This website, this whole website we will be creating in this particular module. After that, we will be knowing about Bootstrap Scrollify. Bootstrap Scrollify is nothing but a single page website. It helps us to create a single page website rather than having n number of pages. Then jQuery and then jQuery UI, which includes date picker, drag and drop, and all those stuff. Then I'm sure you guys must have seen maps available in normally all the websites. You might have seen some of the Facebook pages people have included in their website, how many likes they have in their page, what are the people who likes them, and you can like the page from their website itself. You can see how many of your friends is liking. People can comment on a website by their Facebook account. So that is also what we are going to take care here. And finally, in module 10, with the knowledge of all these things, having knowledge of all these things, we will be building website, a complete fully fledged website. So across these modules, these are completely practical based modules, and everything, for everything you have codes. If I want to show you, if you can see, for every modules we have codes. It's nothing like, nothing is taught from the point of view of PPT or anything, just like in it is done in colleges or in any other institutes. But since it's a completely professional uh, place where we not only teach you what to do, we also teach you how to do it and what's the best way to do it and why you should do it. So having said that, I'm done for today, and I hope to see most of you guys in our batches. I remember name. I'm very good in remembering name, so I'll get to know. So the last question which I'm going to take for the day is, shall we use section tag? So Deepak, section, article, and all those things are semantic layouts which has been introduced in HTML5. So yes, we can use section wherever needed, and also we can use div. It's nothing like that we cannot use div or we shall not use div. But these section and all those things have a semantic meaning which helps you in creating a search engine friendly website. So Alvin, have I answered your question? How you can earn while learn? So everybody, if anybody's question has remained unattended, I don't want you guys to run after me after this session that something has not been taken seriously. So Srini. So Srini has a question, is it possible to point my personal domain name to web pages stored on Amazon S3? Yes, but for that you need to take a paid service, because as of now they use as AWS Amazon S3 as a prefix, but if you want to use your own domain name, you need to take a paid service, which is also not very much costly. It's come somewhere around in $1,000 for a year. So now Srini, the question has answered. Okay, so Varun wants to know that he has seen only horizontal allies, so he wants to see some vertical allies in Bootstrap. So Varun, just let me show you an example of scrolls that proceed me to teach you, to show you an example of bootstrap scroll spy. So this is a vertical li, and this is a single page website. So if you navigate here, you will not be redirected to any other page, but you will be only redirected to different sections of a particular page. So let's say it is very much helpful. Nowadays people use it to create their online resumes. So let's say if I want to create my own online resume, so I will be creating like this. So here I will be having links to my professional experience, my academic experience, my interest, my hobbies, my contact details. So it's a web-based, it's good to create a web-based resume. So here you have more space to write or showcase something rather than you used to have in your normal text-based resumes. So adding a link onto your web page or onto your resume, gives you an X factor. Let's say if I seek for a front-end developer or a web developer, if a web link which shows its resume, a web link is mentioned in his resume, which shows his online resume, this will be an added plus because this shows that yes, the guy can work. He has the creativity to create it. So Varun, it is not replacing the content, it is just scrolling the text up and down. So even if you will not go through this links, if you will scroll this page, when you will come in controversy section, you see controversy link is highlighted. When you are coming into accident section, you see accident section is highlighted. When you are coming on Schumacher link is highlighted. When you are in start link is highlighted. So that is how it is. Okay, great. So great guys, it was nice to have you as an audience. So hope to see most of you guys in the batches. Okay, have a great day. Have a great night, sorry. Most of you who are like coming from abroad, have a great day. So see you guys. Thanks again.